What's going on, friends? Welcome back to College Sports Corner. This is going to be our first full basketball review of the season. We've had a lot of upsets already in this young season. We've got a lot of teams right now who have won, two losses, and it's going to be interesting to see if they're contenders or pretenders. We should know about, I would say, I don't know, month and a half into January about who's going to make a run not only in their conference, but who's going to also make a run in the national NCAA tournament. We're going to, like I said, we're going to see who's contenders, who's our pretenders coming up here. Normally we do the show on Thursday, but man, so much stuff has come down in the last few days. A lot of transfer portal stuff. A lot of coaching changes. We're going to get to that. Let me get a sip of water real quick. All right, so before we start, hit that little subscribe button so you don't miss anything. I got a few things here that came down here within the last couple days. Junior running back Texas A&M Devon Achane, he decided to forego his remaining eligibility and enter the NFL draft. Also, Notre Dame football tight end Michael Mayer skipping the Gator Bowl, jumping into the draft. And then another big one, Kentucky quarterback Will Levis. He will skip the Music City Bowl, enter the NFL draft. And we got a whole boatload of them here. This one here, this first news item, came down this morning. Kind of surprises me. A lot of people doesn't surprise them, but kind of does me. Okay, Jeff Brom, he's leaving Purdue, going to Louisville to be their new head coach. People are saying it's a perfect fit for him with his Louisville ties. Seems kind of crazy to me. You just took your team to the Big Ten championship game, won the Big Ten West, and you kind of jumping ship. I don't know. Personally, I'd probably stay at Purdue, but hey, his life, he can do it. His career, he can do what he wants. So that one kind of shocked me a little bit. All right, so let's get down to some of this stuff here. South Carolina tight end Austin Stogner, transfer portal. Arkansas quarterback Malik Hornsby, transfer portal. DJ, I can never say the guy's name for Clemson. Ungalai, transfer portal. I guess he figured the backup plays better than him and he doesn't have a chance to start, so he's entering transfer portal. Ohio State wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba will not play in the playoff. He's going to the NFL draft. I can see why guys do that. If I was just in a regular bowl game or something, I'd probably skip it. But man, you got a chance to win a national championship, get a ring on your finger. But I can understand, worried about getting hurt and all that. But damn, if I was in the playoff, personally, I would stay. Like I said, some other bowl, I'd probably opt out and go ahead and hit that draft. But man, you got a chance to win a national championship. I don't know. Oklahoma State quarterback Spencer Sanders, he's going into the transfer portal. I don't know if he's upset by the way Cowboys season ended. I mean, remember, they started off high, went low real fast. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Phil Jurkovec, remember, he was transferred from Boston College. Well, he's going to Pitt now. He'll be Pitt's new quarterback if he, wins the job. Ohio State linebacker Trajan Mitchell, he's in the transfer portal. This one kind of surprised me a little bit too. Anthony Richardson from Florida, he's into the transfer portal. If it wasn't for NIL, do you think we'd have all these transfers? I don't think so. Probably some guy came to him and said, "Hey, come play at my school and I'll get you a commercial for my Chevy dealer and pay you $2 million a year." Makes you really wonder, doesn't it? Like we mentioned, Jeff Brom going to Louisville. That's because Louisville's coach Scott Satterfield, he's going to Cincinnati as their new head coach. This hire kind of makes me wonder. His time at Louisville, he was 25 and 24. Cincinnati, they're probably the upper echelon of the group of five, which they'll be, Power 5 going to the Big 12. But I don't know, man. It just seems like there could be a better hire out there than guy who went 25-24 in the last few years. I don't know. I don't work there. I just see what's going on. Oregon linebacker Justin Flo, he enters the transfer portal. This one here, West Virginia quarterback J.T. Daniels looking to transfer to another school, his fourth school. Is it NIL? Is he not getting along with the people he's played with, or he's being coached by these schools? Who knows? But your fourth school, really? I mean, when does it end? I mean, when? I mean, come on. Jeez. LSU wide receiver Kayshon Boutte, he's coming back next year. Remember the beginning of the season, they gave him that number 7 back in fall camp, the coveted number 7 of LSU, and it seems like he's nowhere to be found in any game. Maybe one catch or something. So maybe he's coming back to change that. He wants to be the wide receiver of the country next year, huh? So anyway, he's coming back. Arkansas linebacker Drew Sanders will not play in bowl game. He's entering the NFL draft. Ohio State offensive coordinator Kevin Wilson, he's been named Tulsa's new head football coach, which is kind of good because Tulsa's been kind of good the last several years. This year they were not good at all. So he's going to go over there and try to help that program. He will stay with the team, though, during this playoff run. That was announced. Kent State quarterback Colin Schlee in their transfer portal. Alabama, I don't know what's going on there, but there's people like jumping off ship left and right. Transfer portal for Alabama. Wide receiver Trayshawn Holden. Wide receiver JoJo Earl. Wide receiver Christian Larry. Outside lineman Javion Cohen. Outside lineman Tommy Brockermeyer. Outside lineman Amari Knight. All leaving Alabama, joining the transfer portal. Your Heisman finalists, how do you feel about this? Dugan from TCU, Stroud, Ohio State, Williams, USC, Bennett for Georgia. I have no problem with that. They're all great players. We'd love to see a running back in there, I know Corum's hurt, but he had a hell of a year. Hell, even Edwards from Michigan's really turned it on towards the end of the year. But like I said, they're all great players, so whoever wins it out of that group is gonna deserve it. Texas A&M Commerce hires Clint Dozel, new head coach. UNLV hires Barry Odom as new head coach. A lot of rumors that Ed Ogeron was up for that part, but I don't know how true they are. I just saw a few things on Twitter and other places. So I was like, oh, Coach O's going back? No, they got Barry Odom. Well, they did get a Coach O. They got a Coach Odom. Minnesota head coach P.J. Fleck and TCU head coach Sonny Dykes both signed contract extensions. Crazy story for New Mexico State basketball. They have suspended forward Mike Peake indefinitely following a failed shooting on University of New Mexico's campus. Student was killed. This all goes down to when they went to play New Mexico. Peake actually recovering from a gunshot wound to his leg. School officials say Peake took a gun on the team bus in the early hours of November 19th, snuck out of his hotel room. Evidently, some other players went with him too, according to the school, and went to the New Mexico campus where all that crap happened. Investigations are going on internally, and of course, law enforcement. So I guess we'll find out more about that as it happens. I don't know. Some of these kids, we did dumb stuff when we were kids, but god dang, come on. He's really got to wonder about some of these kids today. Sound like an old man, but hey. Hey, FCS playoffs is down to their final 8. There's going to be some good ones, and just about all of them are on TV too. So if you're jonesing for some college football because the season's over, man, got some good FCS playoff games. Friday, Samford at North Dakota State, 7 p.m. ESPN2. This next one should be really good. William & Mary versus Montana State, 10:15 p.m. ESPN2. We've all known how good Montana State is. William & Mary, over the years, they've had some really crappy teams, but this year they got a great team. So, William & Mary, Montana State, that might be a very, very good game. Incarnate Word versus Sacramento State, that could be a good one. Unfortunately, it's at 10:30 p.m. on ESPN+. Go figure. And then Saturday, another good one. Holy Cross at South Dakota State. Noon, ESPN. South Dakota State having a really, really lot of good playoff runs these last few years. So is Holy Cross. That could be a really good one to get you ready for Army-Navy game Saturday, 2 p.m. CBS. Navy 4-7, Army's 5-6. Navy averages 244 rushing yards a game, 336 total yards. Army averages 304 rushing yards a game, 385 total yards. Each team averages under 92 yards passing, which should be no surprise because these military teams, or service academy teams, have always been really about rushing. Air Force has aired it out a lot over the years, but Army and Navy, they've always kind of been a rushing team. So those just shouldn't surprise you. So there you go. You got yourself a good FCS playoff game to start the day off on Saturday. Army and Navy. And haven't looked at the schedule, but I'm sure it's a good basketball game if you don't want to watch Heisman Trophy presentation. All right. Like I said, the first full college basketball review of the season. Let's get to it. We're going back to Sunday. Marist beat Maine 62-61. Cincinnati beat Bryant 97-71 in overtime. Bryant's Pride had 23.6 rebounds. Iona beat Kansas. I can never say it. Canisius. I think it's Canisius, right? Anyway, Iona beat them by 30, 90-60. Clayton for Iona had 21 points. Cornell 73, Lafayette 68. This game was tied at 41 at halftime. Miami beat Louisville 80-53. Youngstown State beat Wright State 88-77. Number 19 Kentucky 73, Michigan 69. These rankings go back to Sunday, so things may have changed. I think they vote on Monday, don't they? Anyway, Kentucky was 19 back then. Wallace for Kentucky, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Toppin, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Michigan's Dickinson, 23 points, 9 rebounds. Howard had 16 points, 4 rebounds. Illinois State beat Belmont, 87-77. Brown beat Hartford, 65-51. Northeastern beat Georgia State, 66-46. Radford beat George Washington, 86-76. George Washington's Bishop in that game, 26 points, 5 rebounds. Monmouth beat Manhattan 76-69. Another overtime game. Murray State 77, Valparaiso 70. Murray State's Perry, 30 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And then for Valparaiso, Crick had 31 points, 8 rebounds. So good high scoring in that game. Akron beat Muskingum. Never heard of them, but it must be a junior college or something. 80-33, so yeah, it must be a junior college or something. UAB beat South Alabama 76-68. Walker for UAB, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals. Bam. South Alabama actually led that game by 2 at halftime, but UAB poured it on, and that was it. Another overtime game. Central Florida 80, Samford 77. Columbia 106, Sarah Lawrence 65. Florida 89, Stetson 51. Crazy how Florida basketball has kind of fallen off. The football team has too. Man, they might be saying thank God for baseball and softball coming up. Harvard 76, Tufts 59. Vermont 66, Merrimack 43. Florida Atlantic 101, Eastern Michigan 73. Greenlee for Florida Atlantic had 23 points in that game. Washington beat Colorado 73-63. Washington's Bojema, and Maya had 16 points each. Hadley for Colorado had 15 points. Niagara beat Quinnipiac. Is that how you say it? Quinnipiac? 64-60. Rice beat Texas State 83-71. Chicago State beat Southern Indiana 78-61. Houston Christian beat Southwest Adventist 94-62. Number 23, Iowa State 71, St. John 60. Holmes for Iowa State was the leading scorer, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Alexander for St. John's was the leading scorer, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Number 18, North Carolina loses to Virginia Tech, 80-72. Mutz for the Hokies, 27 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, followed by Padula, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Nance for North Carolina, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Pretty good. Davis and Love after him had 18 points each. Bellarmine, 110. Alice Lloyd, 38. Never heard of Alice Lloyd. Must be another smaller school. Anyway, Bellarmine, whatever. Johnson, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. He had a hell of a game. Denver beat Texas A&M Commerce, 84-75. Missouri beat Southeast Missouri State, 96-89. Brown for Missouri, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, followed by Hodge, 15 points. And East came off the bench and scored 21 points, 4 rebounds, had 6 assists. Nice for him. Southeast Missouri State's Russell, 26 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, followed by Barnes, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Overtime, Utah 67, Washington State 65. Worcester for Utah, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Washington State's Guy, 20 points, 11 rebounds, not too bad. Nebraska beat number 7 Creighton 63-53. Nebraska's Walker, 22 points, 8 rebounds. Farabello for Creighton, he was the leading scorer, and he came off the bench scoring 16 points. 2 others for Creighton scored 10 points and 10 rebounds. Northwestern State 84, Southern Miss 82. Sharp for Northwestern State, 32 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Nice game for him. Number 4, Arizona 81, California 68. Tubelis for Arizona, 25 points, 12 rebounds. Askew for Cal, 25 points, 5 rebounds. Number 5, Purdue beat Minnesota 89-70. Eddie for Purdue, 31 points and 22 rebounds. Man, that guy was all over the freaking place. Layer followed him up, 20 points, 1 rebound, 8 assists. Newman came off the bench for Purdue and added 12 points. Battle for Minnesota, 21 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Number 21, UCLA beat Oregon 65-56, and Oregon actually led by 6 at half. UCLA's Bailey, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Guerrera, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Oregon. Cal State Northridge beat, who is that? Witter? That's her name, the Witter School? Anyway, Cal State Northridge beat them 101-42. Number 13, Tennessee 89, Alcorn State 40. Kamua, is that how you say his name? Kamua for Tennessee. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Florida Gulf Coast beat Florida International 74-65. Northwestern beat number 20, Michigan State 70-63. Northwestern's Bowie, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Hogarth is the leading scorer for the Spartans, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Oh, man. USC 63, Oregon State 62. Arizona State 68. Stanford 64. Utah State 82. San Fran 64. Monday, Green Bay 68. IUPUI 61. UMass beat Albany 87-73. Western Michigan beat Concordia 94-50. Kennesaw State beat Charleston Southern 76-65. UMass Lowell 84, Long Island 64. UMass Lowell Covington had 22 points in that game. Lamar beat Lady of the Lakes 91-56. Lipscomb 87. Trevecca Naz, that's the name of the school, 49. Lipscomb beat them. Number 18, Gonzaga 73. Kent State 66. Timmy's back for Gonzaga. 29 points, 17 rebounds, 4 assists. Man, another guy who was all over the floor. Kent State leading scorer was Thomas, 16 points. New Mexico State 77, Simon Frazier 35. North Dakota State 67, Portland 62. Number 22, San Diego State 60, Troy 55. San Diego State's Bradley leading with 19 points, 4 rebounds. And Troy's Muhammad scored 21 points. That was it for Monday. Tuesday, Mercer 100. Mid Georgia State 62. Air Force 79, South Dakota 58. Air Force's Hybrider, 27 points, 3 rebounds in that game. Syracuse 95, Oakland 66. Syracuse Edwards had 18.7 rebounds. Townsend for Oakland, 29 points, 12 rebounds. He had a heck of a game, even though they lost. Buffalo beat St. John's Fisher 91-53. Appalachian State beat Little Carlo 103-43. Bellarmine 86, Wabash 45. American 69, Mount St. Mary's 61. 7-3 Butler 71. 8-2 Yale 61. These Ivy League schools, a bunch of them had good football seasons, and starting off basketball not too bad either. So Ivy League might be some league to watch here the next few years. Anyway, Butler's Bates 22 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. LaSalle 82, Bucknell 72. Screen for Bucknell though, he had 20 points, 11 rebounds. 9-1 Charleston beat Presbyterian 67-62. UNCW 74, East Carolina 61. 8-2 North Carolina State 94, Coppin State 74. Smith for the Wolfpack 33 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Joyner behind him had 29 points, 4 rebounds. And Sessoms for Coppin State 24 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists. Not a bad game for him, even though they lost. St. Francis, New York, 68. Hartford, 50. 8-1 High Point, 85. Furman, 82. House for High Point. He had 29 points in that game. Chattanooga, 88. Milwaukee, 76. This one I watched last night. Pretty good game. Number 17, Illinois, 85. Number 2, Texas, 78. This one went into overtime. Mayer for Illinois, 21 points, 2 rebounds. Shannon Jr., 16 points, 5 rebounds. 12 of his 16 points came in overtime. Texas Allen, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Hunter behind him, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. With 8:26 left in the second half, Texas had a 10-point lead, and Illinois just kept chipping away until they finally forced overtime. Texas actually looked like the better team in this game. Man, they're aggressive. They had a lot of confidence. It just looked like between right about about 8:26 when they're in the second half when they were leading by 10. Man, they had to look like they were going to win, and they knew it. But man, Illinois jumped up, surprised them, took it to overtime, beat them in overtime. So pretty good game. I certainly enjoyed it. 7-2 Princeton beat Lafayette 69-58. Langborg, Princeton, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Number 9, 8-1 Arkansas, 65. UNCG, 58. Smith for Arkansas, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. New Hampshire, 74. Boston College, 71. Daniels for New Hampshire, 34 points, 14 rebounds. Hell of a game for that guy. Winthrop beat South Carolina State, 81-67. Iona beat St. Louis, 84-62. Temple beat St. Joseph's, 70-60. Battle for Temple, 20 points. But Brown for St. Joseph, he had 25 points, 10 rebounds. So he had a really good game. Georgia Tech paying back Georgia for beating them in football. Yellow Jackets win 79-77. UMBC 73, Columbia 66. George Mason 67. Maryland Eastern Shore 54. Odora for George Mason, he had 23 points, 12 rebounds in that game. Vermont beat Dartmouth 68-52. Liberty 101, Virginia Lynchburg 49. Man, that's bad. 9-1 Fordham 72, Wagner 59. Quisenberry for Fordham, 25 points, 4 rebounds. Moore for Wagner, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Wofford beat Coastal Carolina 71-61. Belmont beat, there's that school again, Trevecca Naz. Beat them 83-53. 8-1 Kansas State 81. Abilene Christian 64. And Gasson for Kansas State, 23 points, 5 rebounds. 7-2 Memphis 87. Little Rock 71. Central Arkansas 72. Arkansas State 67. Tennessee State 103. Boise 49. Bradley 56. SIUE 54. Austin P 102. Kentucky Christian, 57. Number 24, 7-1 TCU, 78. Jackson State, 51. Coles for TCU is the leading scorer. He had 21.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Number 3, 8-0 Virginia, 55. 7-3 James Madison, 50. Clark for Virginia, leading scorer, 18.7 assists. Molson for James Madison was the leading scorer, 20.6 rebounds. Both these teams are good. I wish I could have seen this game because I wonder why the score is 55-50. Was it bad shooting? Was the defenses that good? I really wish I would have caught this game because so I could have gotten down to the bottom of that low score for two good teams like that. Houston Christian, 100. Maine Fort Kent, 33. 7-2 North Texas, 60. UT Arlington, 57. Valparaiso, 96. Trinity, Illinois, 60. The last few games here. Number 12, 7-2 Baylor, 80. Tarleton State, 57. George for Baylor, 22.7 rebounds, 6 assists. Love behind him had 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Bonner came up for 12 points. Daniel for Tarleton State, 13.8 rebounds. 7-2 Oklahoma, 75. UMKC, 53. Sherfield for Oklahoma, 24 points, 4 rebounds. Groves and Uzon had 11 points each. Mitchell for UMKC, he was the leading scorer with 18 points. Number 1, 9-0 Houston, 76. North Florida, 42. Walker for Houston, 12 points, 10 rebounds. Sasser had 12 points. Francis came in the game off the bench, 14 points, 4 rebounds. Hicklin for North Florida, 12 points. Loyola Chicago, 70. Green Bay, 46. Marquette, 90. North Carolina Central, 78. Prosper for Marquette had 25 points in this game. Wright for NC Central, he had 18. Northern Iowa, 75. Toledo, 83. Toledo beats them. Shoemate for Toledo, 24.6 rebounds. Bourne for Northern Iowa, 27 points, 4 rebounds. Not too bad of a game for him. 7-2 Boise State, 90. Eastern Oregon, 54. 7-2 Wisconsin, 64. Number 13, 8-1 Maryland, 59. Wow. Hepburn for Wisconsin, 13 points, 4 rebounds. Crowell behind him, 12.6 rebounds. Young for Maryland, 17 points, 4 rebounds. Idaho beat North Dakota, 76-66. Oklahoma State, 65. 7-2 Sam Houston, 51. Montana beat South Dakota State, 81-56. Wyoming beat A&M Commerce, 91-76. Southern Utah, 120. It just says Eagles. That's the name of the school, Eagles. They scored 49. I don't know. Maybe it's the band Eagles that played. Maybe that's why they only scored 49 points. I don't know. But Southern Utah, 120. Eagles, 49. Fala for Southern Utah, 23 points, 7 rebounds. Idaho State, 61. Montana West, 53. 8-0 New Mexico, 102. Western New Mexico, 63. San Jose State, 58. Cal Bakersfield, 48. Northern Arizona, 73. Pacific, 69. 8-2 Nevada, 85. Pepperdine, 77. Blackshear for Nevada, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Lewis was the lead scorer for Pepperdine, 18 points, 4 rebounds. 9-2 Duke, 74. 6-2 Iowa, 62. Duke's Roach, 22 points. Mitchell, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Flapowski, 12 points, 10 rebounds. For Iowa, it was McCaffrey, 12 points, 4 rebounds. Rebecca, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Brown came off the bench, added 12 points. And last but not least, Bryant versus Tulane was postponed. Why? I'm not sure. I looked for a reason. I couldn't really find one. So that is it. Short and sweet. Now that we are full on into the basketball, we'll be doing 2 shows a week. We'll be back on Sunday to go over everything that happens tonight through Saturday. Post with any more news, because you know there's going to be other players, football players, leaving their teams, transferring for probably NIL. I mean, what else would it be? So, yeah, we'll be back. Hey, it's hump day, middle of the week. Got the rest of this day and 2 days, and the weekend is here. Thank God. Be safe. Be careful. Stay busy so the week goes by fast, and we'll see you next time.